Oh, that's great. You were out in Oregon, and that's one of the places that I miss, that I always wanted to work. And I tell you, one of the reasons I wanted to work, I always heard about Elton Owen.
Holy Jesus Christ! We're gonna have a shoot tonight.
His shooting contest, and how they turned out to be a work after a while. But that had to be the funnest time. Here's a promoter. Hey, guys, I got an extra 20 spot. Go out and shoot with each other. Take it. Whoever wins gets this extra $20 on payoff. How that? And then you guys were working the promoter. That's a great story.
Oh, it was so good. Now just think, when I'm there, Roddy Piper's there, Rick Martel's there, Ron Starr's there, Adrian Adon. I got to be partners with the great Playboy Buddy Rose. Dale Lewis was there. Johnny Mantell was there. Iceman King Parson was just starting. And this was before the cable TV. So we had Portland every Saturday night. So then you had a Portland special one. So you had Portland 5 times a month. You had Salem every week. You had Eugene every week. You had Roseburg, Medford every other week. You had Seattle every other Wednesday. So, and then we all stayed at the Bomber Hotel, which was great. It actually had a big airplane.
And how much was the Bomber Hotel a night?
No, it was $63 a week.
63, wow.
Yeah. And of course, every night after the matches, all the rats would show up there. So it was just the greatest time. I'm single. If I wasn't single, I've been doing the same thing because I'm a no good bastard.
But what about the shoots?
With Elton. He says, okay, now I'm going to work with Elton. Elton goes, Rip, how about you and Matt Bourne having a shoot?
Wow.
And this is when Matt was like 19, just starting. There was Tough Tony, who had that huge head, the double cauliflower ear. Right. Me and Buddy go out. The gentleman, Tony Bourne, who was one of the lightest workers I ever been with in my life, unless he hit you with that gut punch and he knocked the shit out of you. But I was going to work with Matt, and Matt was a great amateur, but he was half mark.
Right.
So we finally went out there to work, and I said, Matt, let's do this, let's do that. And he had to beat me real fast. We could have got at least 3 shows out of him and could have got up to 100 to the winner, 50 the goddamn loser.
Wow.
But his ego took over. I said, Matt, that was too strong. I said, we could have strung this out, and then we could have got rematches later on. We could work an angle in the dressing room, start shoving, screaming at each other. And I'd say, I want his ass for real. You know what I mean? And then he says, well, I messed that up, but what the hell, right?
Yeah.
But what a great time it was working out there in Oregon. It was just rats galore, baby.
But didn't you say one time he would pay for extra moves or tap outs or submissions?
Here's the gimmick. It's like, okay, Gerald, here you are. You was on second. Here's your payoff, 5-0. But here's $10 for you. You took a hell of a bump. Here's an extra 5 for good attitude money. And here's an extra 4-0 because you guys went through in the shoot. But next week, we're having a rematch. And it's going to be winner gets 60, loser gets 30. So that would be a typical Elton payoff. But then I had to pass the test with Piper, where I had to drop my money, and Elton pick it up, and me grab a stack of money that was $100. I had to take $100 from Elton. The next day, he goes, Jesus Christ, did I overpay somebody? I was short 100 last night. So you had to pass your test. So such was life in Oregon. It don't get any better than that. It was arena rats everywhere. The cheap hotel. I hung with Buddy Rose. It didn't get better than that, and life was good then. Memories, baby.
I think it's great that you've heard those stories from other people. I'm assuming too, besides Rip. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're legendary stories. I mean, that's all part of our business there. And what makes our business so unique and so spectacular is these type of stories there. And I hope we never lose them. Unfortunately, when we all go, I mean, who's going to fill them shoes, as old George Jones would say.
Big gold and a billfold, so swole that I can't get the shit closed. So I money fold and rubber band wrap, and when